Yo, what up? What up? We are about 40 hours away from the third Hitman 3 elusive target known as the Collector. This is going to be the first elusive target that is unique to Hitman 3. In other words, we have not seen this guy before. So currently no one knows anything about him, right? So I'm going to be doing a discovery run. I'm sure many of you already know the Dartmoor map really well. I mean, I don't know if I know it that well necessarily, but I think it's worth it just to go over it again, try to sort of like refresh my memory on how this map works, make a few mental notes, kind of come up with a tentative plan for now. So if I were approaching this elusive target going in blind, the things that I would typically bring would be like a lockpick. The thing about a coin is that it's not necessarily the most useful. So if it were up to me, I would either bring a poison syringe, just as a relatively cheap way of killing a target and not having to worry about the body being found. That's always a good way to get Silent Assassin if the opportunity presents itself. Pretty much anyone can be syringed. Not everyone can be poisoned with consumed poison. Although if you do know that in advance, like that's another way to go. Now this map is going to have the opportunity to create a consumable poison, so I don't need to actually bring that with me. So yeah, but a lockpick will be important. If not poison syringe, then perhaps something like a hammer. Just something like a throwable, basically, that I could use to take someone out non-lethally. So like here, like a fish would do the exact same thing. I think crowbar is another useful tool if you're not bringing a lockpick, because crowbar can get you through locked doors. But since I am bringing a lockpick, crowbar is not particularly useful. Wrench, good way to go. Other things that you can consider would be other distractions, like I don't know, like there's no more electric phones, I can't do that. I don't know. I mean, personally, I think that if you really know nothing about the mission you're playing, I would probably go with a poison syringe. So let's just pretend we're doing that. Let me just think about this. Like right now, I have nothing to throw at the very beginning, like coin-wise or anything, but usually you can find something to deal with. Now, I would like to start behind the mansion. You know me, I tend not to prefer starting locations that have a specific disguise to it, unless it's like a suit disguise. So I'm just going to eliminate these off the bat. Behind mansion, I think, is a good way to go, because I'll be close to where I can make the poison and also come up with a good escape. In case you don't have any of this stuff unlocked, there's always the main roads. Let's just go ahead and do that for now. This part doesn't really matter. Smuggled item. Since I want to go to the greenhouse anyway, I think this would be a good place to go. If you want to smuggle something big, you're going to need agency pickup, not hidden stash. Bathroom is probably a good place to go. I can't really think of what I want to stash though. Let me think. Let's say I want to stash what, like a tool maybe? A distraction? Some kind of explosive perhaps? Maybe a breaching charge? If I want to trigger a chandelier or something? I don't know. I'll have to see if there are any winches here. I really don't remember. Yeah, maybe like an audio distraction, a tiny one, micro audio distraction. Whatever. I'm just making this up as I go. Now, I mean, obviously, with these elusive targets, there can be major changes to the regular mission. right? So we can't take for granted that anything we see in this regular mission will be the same way in the actual elusive target. The collector was shown in his thumbnail to be like standing outside, but that is not necessarily representative of anything.
This is a private area, sir. Phineas Whitman, Private Investigator.
So there's really two ways that you can enter past this gate. I actually think, which way is better?
I have an appointment with Madame Carlyle.
I think maybe the right side was better.
Mr. Whitmer is here to see Madame Carlyle. You can go right.
So you can like hop over this gap. You'll be totally hidden from, especially from these guys. And then here you can actually cross the stream because it's shallow enough. And yeah, I think from here you have a pretty easy entrance into the main grounds. Here, I would personally like to get to the greenhouse area. I'm more familiar with cutting across the left side like this. So I'll just show you sort of the path that I take. This guy's can't really see you. So you climb up here and then I think you have to just, I don't know off the top of my head the exact routes that these guards take, but I'm pretty sure you're okay behind these bushes.
That is Phineas Whitmer,
This might
the
be a
famous private
one-time
investigator,
thing.
hired by Madame Carlyle this
This
morning.
maid and
I'm
the
curious
investigator.
why he's here. Maybe you should
right
do
now,
some
I
detecting
see I
yourself.
could dash across
47.
before he gets there. What else is of note? I think there should be one of those unicorn horn spikes around here, I think. Oh, don't want to get spotted.
Are you washing Patrick's car again? Yeah.
Maybe not. Okay, so anyway, here looks like you could just hop down into this bush. You could do it right in front of her. I mean, it happens so quickly, no one really cares. Hop down in this bush. And the path, so now I'm here, right? So I snuck across this way. And the path I usually take is to go around this way. Actually, I don't even know if you can see my cursor in the screen capture, but basically I'm trying to point out that I'm going to the left side of the grounds. So I think this dude is the only one you have to look out for. And
Hey, you're trespassing, mister.
totally just
I
got
should probably call security.
seen there.
You alright, mate?
I saw a man trespassing.
So obviously I won't be doing that during the actual elusive target. Actually, it might be interesting to see how they react once you're in the bushes and they see you.
Come in. But did Hermanson catch him or what? Because I would be surprised. Because Hermanson never caught shit, that's why. No, I didn't catch him. No, not true. Because there's a difference. Because I just did. Fuck it, listen. He's not where I am and he didn't slip by me, okay? He must have slipped by Hermanson, okay? Yeah. Yeah.
There's actually some pretty funny dialogue that I never hear.
Out.
Alright, cool, whatever. So, anyway, I'll have to remember to be extra careful there, obviously, as you can see. Then I'll just scooch by this way. Gotta look out for those two patrolling guards. I think they end their route here at this little corner. So we can get by them with these bushes, I believe. Or a little bit of patience, just waiting for them to turn around. Yeah, so just like basically going from bush to bush is what I'm trying to do. Okay, looks like they walk toward the graveyard. Can go behind them.
Okay.
Okay, so I see it's a little bit riskier than I remember here. Kind of have to be a little bit quicker, I think.
could have sworn.
Alright, cool. Yep, then they're gonna go back the other way. So I can just go here. I do feel like all of this could be avoided if I just start behind the mansion, which would end up being like kind of the center of my screen right now by those distant bushes over there. But whatever. So over here, the guards have to be worried about. These two patrol this edge right here of the garden. There's this guy who kind of like turns this way sometimes. But it looks like I can get by him pretty easily. Take cover behind this. Oh, see, he spots me on occasion.
No, he was here when the saving Madame Carlisle.
Can always come back this way. This area right here is like pretty safe.
About back pain for the entire weekend.
A safe in Madame Carlisle's office. I bet that's where she keeps the
See,
file
as long as you
on
stay
Arthur
crouched,
Edwards.
like these two won't see you as long as you're like in this area. This guard never turns around.
But work. That's
So, yeah.
all I get from Fernsby.
Everything needs to be ready for the funeral.
Then over here is, like I mentioned before, this is the start location for behind the mansion. This is also a potential exit, but you need to have the boat keys, which are located in the greenhouse. So assuming that it's still in play during the elusive target, I will probably be exiting from here. So yeah, this is why I want to get to that greenhouse. Let's think about the best way to do that. So I think that I would probably, like if I'm starting from behind the mansion, I would just run over here to this area, which I think is safe. Otherwise I would just make my way over here like I already did. Okay, so I don't have a coin because I didn't bring one. But I need to throw something to distract this dude. So I think what I'll do is... Yeah, I just gotta look out for this guy. Patrols back and forth along this area. Oh yeah, watch out for these two as well. There you go. Okay, so the way to go, I think, just to get something quick to throw, while those two guards are walking in that direction, you can pick up this shovel. Right? Just run down this way, and then I'm going to distract the guard who never moves. I'm going to do that by just chucking it like this, picking it up again, and just hiding over
Dispatch,
here.
I just heard something fishy.
Okay, and then from what I can tell,
Not right now, please.
just chuck it at his head. I've never been caught doing this. I don't think anyone can ever see that knockout. Of course, like watch it happen for the first time when I'm doing the elusive target. But anyway, I've never been caught doing that particular knockout. It's a good knockout, I think, because you can just take his clothes and then chuck him in this box over here. I don't need the shovel anymore. And then what I would probably do going forward is, first of all, run to the fountain. Just gotta look out for that gardener and pick up this wrench. Wrench is good throwable. And then I'm gonna come over to this greenhouse. I'm just waiting for this guy to move. In the meantime, the stash was right here. This micro audio distraction. Whatever you stash there. From here, I've never been caught picking this lock. And then once you're inside, you are trespassing, but for the most part, you're not going to be seen. Pick up this boat key by the entrance, because that's going to allow you to exit by that boat later on. And then from here, there are 2 poisonous flowers. I would just pick them both up.
Broken lab equipment. It looks like it was
Then,
recently used, though.
If you got the wrench that I picked up earlier by the fountain, you could just easily repair this and get 2 like lethal poisons for free. Honestly, you're only going to need 1 anyway, because you only got 1 target, and you don't want to poison anyone else. So, but yeah, I mean, that's in terms of like what my opening plan is likely to be. I think that's pretty much it. Okay. Beyond that, let's see. I'm just gonna assume that the collector will be spending most of his time outdoors. So probably I'm gonna scout out the garden, the graveyard, but I will spend some time indoors as well. So let's see. Do I have a picture of him actually? No, I have to go back to the main menu. So if he's out here, like I mentioned, we have lethal poison. So if we see that he drinks anything, that'll be an easy opportunity. May want to pick up a disguise like this guy's, so that I could actually administer the poison without doing it suspiciously. Let me think about, is this the guy whose outfit I actually want to take though? In my experience, it can be tricky trying to get his attention, this guy's attention, without actually getting their attention or this guard's attention instead. So maybe I'm just gonna leave that guy alone. I personally like to be in this area. Even with my suit, I don't really get spotted around here. From here, I can like climb up. This is a good place to be. The only thing I usually worry about if I'm over here is the detective, because the detective will do a route where he walks. So he's inside this room right here on the other side of these windows, and then he'll come out like that door right there. He'll swing around. He'll like come over here, and he'll come back up here. So I usually like to knock him out around here where I'm standing and throw him in that box. Is the detective going to be around during the elusive target? I'm guessing probably not. The other person I like to take out, especially like if I'm not properly disguised, is that maid right there. So she walks like in and out. I usually wait until she's closer to the door, and then I'll just like distract her to go outside. That's probably something I'll be doing. Oh, see, look, there's that detective. If I'm gonna take out this maid, just want to make sure the detective isn't around to see it.
Wow. All right, you got right.
Honestly, doing that just now was like a little bit late. He totally could have seen it, potentially.
You strike me as independent and self-sufficient. Taking a break when facts matter. Perhaps you're also perceptive. Tell me the first odd thing that comes to mind when you think of the last 24 hours.
So I'm just gonna wait for the detective to stop talking to this guy.
My locker. But when I came in this morning, it was in the fiber.
No, not perceptive at all.
Okay, so here he comes. He's gonna like spend a few seconds looking at these shoe prints. And then what I do, same as the maid, I just while I'm behind him, I'll throw the wrench like toward the box. Wait for him to scope it out, Just make sure like Rebecca Carlisle isn't walking by, just in case. That's usually how I take these two guys out, the maid and the detective. So here he comes. I'm just gonna get behind him. And then... well, just chuck this at him while he's here, because no one's gonna see him from here. I
If you're
actually
dressed
think,
like a Detective 47, you might as well act the detective.
Yeah. I actually think
suggest you go talk to
if the
butler.
detective ends up being in the elusive target, he'll be a good guy to take out, just because it's gonna be, it can be tricky to try to remember to check where he is at all times. So it's just easier to take him off the board. But moreover, his particular outfit is pretty useful. Oh, look at this guy. He's another X Factor, I think, this particular guy. Because I almost never see him. Like, he just came out of that door, and I've never actually seen that happen in my own play. I know that he kind of roams the area a lot. That's all I know about this guy. But I'm definitely hoping that he doesn't just randomly show up during my elusive target when I don't expect him to. Maybe I'll tail him for a little bit. This is a discovery run anyway, so maybe I'll just tail him for a little bit. See where he goes.
It feels like I can't breathe in there. The tension is off the charts.
Make sure the edges are sharp. No weeds on the gravel. I could go on and on.
What is this guy doing? Does he really go inside the greenhouse? I've never actually seen that. Well, if he does, this might be a good place to take this guy out, actually. For example, let's try this.
That sounded weird. Can you go through? No problem.
Okay, so I just want to make sure, like, I won't be spotted if I try to knock someone out from here. Mansion staff will be a useful disguise, like I mentioned, if I'm trying to administer poison. But yeah, I'm not going to be waiting around for him to show up. It's going to make a lot more sense if I just kind of keep checking with instinct, make sure he's not around. Okay, what else can I do? I guess the other guy that I can take off the board is...
seriously needs to step into this century. It's not safe. Wow.
See, this photographer. Once he's around the fuse, just easily chuck that shovel there. And throw him in the box as well. So yeah, so if I need to take him off the board, I can always do that. Otherwise, looks like there's another box over there. I think this maid tends to stay still for the most part. I'm thinking, can I take her off the board and throw her there? Probably. Let's give it a shot. Let's give it a try. Okay, so potentially I could get spotted by a guard. So take her off the board like that, and then for this maid, I could probably just chuck a distraction over here, throw her into this box. Looks like there's plenty of boxes. As long as no one's coming around. Yeah, okay, so that's good news. Around here.
Now Zachary won't get to see the rhododendron perigidium blossom.
Think about this. Yeah, nothing too much is going on over here. What's this? Just random throwables. Crowbars over here too. That's good to know. Yeah, so these two workers, that cop, another worker, another cop. Yeah, so if the target ends up being in this area, I'll probably try to focus on where I can find some boxes. Like there's a box over here. Yeah, not really liking this side. Just too many spotters, I think. Okay, well, I mean, that's pretty much the garden. Another garden fork.
Huh?
Okay, so I guess next we'll check out the graveyard, maybe? Alright, so the graveyard. In terms of the graveyard, looks like there's this little shallow path that I can take. Bushes. Yeah, okay, so there is a box around here somewhere, I think. Here? Okay, there's a box here, but it can be tricky to distract the person that you're trying to distract around here. Just because of the architecture of this place.
I need to know if you see some sort of non-disclosure.
Another thing to note is when I've tried using this generator before,
Back to do my...
I need to know if you see some sort of non-disclosure.
sometimes they'll take a path through the bushes that you don't expect. So if you're hiding in the bushes, you might want to be careful. Aside from that, hoping that the collector doesn't get here too much, because I don't really know the NPC paths around here too much. I believe you can stash bodies here. There's no box, but I'm not aware that anyone ever really comes back this way. So I could potentially put some bodies over here. What else? Yeah, I don't really spend a lot of time in this area. This can hold one body without killing the person. There's another box over here. It's just gotta be wary of the Undertaker, because he kind of patrols this whole area, right?
I hope I die in autumn. I love autumn funerals.
Madam Carlyle isn't dead, so there is no funeral. Not if you ask me.
Well, I still think it's going to be a beautiful service.
Well, I'm siding with the Undertaker on this one. It's wrong pretending to be dead. Some things you don't mess with, not even if you're filthy rich.
Okay, so yeah, this area is they're all connected, just hiding behind the bushes and stuff. Yeah, not too much to say about this graveyard. I think other than I'll want to make sure that I'm in a proper disguise, so either cop or gardener or ideally detective. Let's just quickly get a gauge on who the spotters might be. So let's say I want to take this guy out, actually. So let's say I toss his body over here.
What the hell was that?
Of course, he himself may be a spotter as well. Let's just quickly take his gardener disguise. Okay, so who can spot me? Let's see. Both of these guys, that cop. not the Undertaker, so that's nice. Okay. No one around here can spot me, so that's fine.
Hey there, Dartmoor.
I'm trying to see if I can take this guy off the board. Okay, so
What the hell was that?
gotten the attention of 2 people. So I want to. Thing is, when you knock people out too close to other people, sometimes they can hear it. Looks like no one heard it in this case. If I take him out, maybe I can get the Undertaker out as well. Like this, perhaps. Looks like
I
it.
need a volunteer. Yeah, you. Off you go.
Looks like it prioritized him instead of her. Okay, let's be the Undertaker for a sec. Okay, I don't know about the dude I just knocked out, but looks like no one else in this area can see through my disguise. So the Undertaker might be useful here. Of course, Detective would work just as well, but we don't know if there will be a Detective. So yeah, Undertaker, usually the more unique the disguise, the more powerful it is in the right area. Yeah, so that might be a plan, just to try to get that. Aside from that, I'm just going to go pick up my detective disguise again and see what, if anything, I can discover about the inside of the mansion. There's only so much I can plan without knowing anything about this ET. So bear with me. In the end, I'm probably just going to do what I always do, which is like knock out a few key people, isolate the target, and kill the target, hide the body if I can. If not, then use the poison syringe. Okay, cool. So with this PI disguise, I can go pretty much anywhere except for the top floor. So I'll just use this for now.
Greetings, sir.
My preferred way to infiltrate this mansion is back where we got the PI disguise. This doorway. Do like to climb up this pipe. If you are trespassing, like if say you're wearing your suit, you can kind of come close to being spotted by that maid. That's why I took her out. I like coming up here. There is a bathroom with a razor, barber razor. If I'm trespassing though, I never come out this way, just because it's a little risky with those two. Better would be, instead of using the bathroom, come around this way. And yes, and I don't think I've ever been caught like shimmying along this particular side of the mansion, except maybe by Emma Carlisle, I think her name is. Only if she runs to the greenhouse. I forget what triggers her to go to the greenhouse herself, but you can always just double check, make sure she's not going to the greenhouse. To my knowledge, no guards ever come in this like U-shaped area overlooking this room. But there is a guard who patrols this hall.
How are you today, sir?
He's what I'm talking about. What I like to do is, when he's close to this doorway, you just chuck a wrench toward this box. And typically he would be the best person to knock out, I think, to get that bodyguard disguise. This is assuming that the detective and, and Fernsby are not up here, which they would only really be up here once, I think. Like, when the detective first arrives, the butler shows him the scene of the murder and stuff. So, but otherwise, I do like to utilize this space to knock out the Bodyguard. Aside from that,
Ambition.
just want to try to remember where some of the hidden doorways are. So if we use our lockpick, it's like they're not going to see us use a lockpick. Go inside this room. This room is Emma and Gregory's room. From here, there is this walking cane. Make sure no one sees you pick it up. But you can hold it. That's fine. And then basically anywhere on the map where it says secret room, you want to look for these like darkened areas on the map if you haven't found it yet. So here, here, and here. You can use the walking cane to potentially get around. What you want to look for is that little thing on the floor. Mysterious switch. Will get you inside these secret rooms. I don't think there's really anything particularly noteworthy though. I can get inside Zachary's room this way. Let's see, am I allowed to be here? I'm not allowed to be here.
Aaron Ford Jr. calling from Morgan, Yates & Cohn. I need to get a listing of asset transfers from the Carlisle account HTC.
If I want to clear this room, I just wait for this guard to be by the window.
I need it immediately.
Take him out. Take out the lawyer. Pretty easy peasy. No one else ever comes in here to my knowledge, and there's also a box which you can dispose of their bodies in if you so desire. Totally drag the lawyer out of his chair. Might take a few tries because of the geometry. I think lawyer might actually be a decent disguise as well. To my knowledge, you can. Oh, why is this happening? I'm not gonna worry about this. Oops. My bad. I totally clicked something else. Alright, let's see if I had an autosave here. There we go. Right, okay, so here we are with the lawyer. Just gonna drag him out of his chair. So, I think his clothes will get you everywhere except for the top floor. I'll have to test that. Yeah, okay, so this might be a decent disguise to use as well. See, there is a secret room here if you pull the book. Don't even need the cane for that one. But you would need it from the other side, maybe? I forget how we do this. Oh no, it's just interact with the painting. Yeah, okay, cool. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Cool, so that was that secret room. Let's just quickly look at that secret room again. I don't think it really matters too much. Yeah. No spotters so far as the lawyer. So that's good. So,
I don't believe this place.
yeah, here we go. Look at this. Mysterious switch. But it looks like it is illegal to use it if you're not the detective. So that's good to know. Looks like we got some coins in here.
An old letter, 47. Never opened. Must have slid under the secret door nearly 46 years ago. It states that Alexa Carlisle's older brother, Montgomery, wanted Alexa.
Okay, let me just think about, so what have we sort of figured out? Let's say the detective
to become the heir to the Carlisle Empire
the mission
instead of himself.
Then
Interesting.
one thing I could have done to get up here. First of all, I could be wearing any disguise, even my suit. Can climb up here. I could have gone, like, instead of through this doorway, I could have come through that window.
In a discreet and efficient way, and I expect your cooperation.
While the maid and the guard are flirting, I pick this lock. I grab the cane.
Will take place.
And then basically swing around, go into Zachary's room.
As planned. No one can know that I am still alive.
Instead of actually doing it, I'm just going to pretend that I ended up in Zachary's room. From there, I could exit this doorway, sneak behind, and clear out this room like I did. Grab the lawyer's outfit, and then this is a pretty powerful disguise, like I said. Gets me everywhere in the mansion for the most part, except for the top floor. Another way to get this housekeeper's outfit, other than by that fluke way that I did earlier, is to just lure him into this room. But the thing about this room is I find it to be quite error prone. So what do I mean by that? Let's say what I've done before is I would throw a throwable here, and then when he goes to check it out, I chuck something in his head. But he'll spot me anyway, and I'm not sure why. I think it's because technically he can see me from this mirror. I've also tried just choking him out normally, but the punch glitch would ruin that. So I wonder if the best way to knock this guy out is to just use that box instead. Just kind of do it out in the open.
What's that noise?
Looks like no one else is around anyway.
Christ's sakes!
Oh, because of the angle he saw me. Normally I'd be a lot more careful than that. Whatever, that's fine. This is not the real thing. Yeah, and it looks like it's actually safe to try to get this guy like that. But yeah, this dude is just bad luck for me normally. But I'll keep this trick in mind if I want to get his disguise. And yeah, I can't really think of much else. I'm kind of hoping that this dude will be outdoors, not indoors. But if he is indoors, I mean, I'm not going to go through every little pipe that I can climb in this level. I think I'll probably just leave this here. Fairly satisfied that this is good enough for Friday. So I'm just going to end the video here. Hopefully this was useful to you or entertaining. But thanks for sticking it out. Catch you next time.